My name is Emma Kare from Lavender Properties Limited. I'm the CEO and the co-founder of this wonderful company. Lavender Properties was formed in 2005 out of the passion and the zeal to want to give tenants and clients the deal that they deserved. I'll give you a little story of how one time I was looking for a house. No, that was a house for sure. Yeah. It was a bed sitter. And so I called a number, an agent on those steamer posts they put. I called the number. He took me to a house, but he told me, before you can view, you need to pay me 500 shillings. Now, I was already at the site. So I paid. On getting in, it was scary. It's like something that has never been occupied for years, a deserted thing. I felt very cheated and betrayed. And I think that is where the passion began. And so we formed this business in 2005 with the other director. The process, the usual compliance of registering the company, because we are fully compliant, all the licenses and certificates that are needed. We are registered by Estate Agents Registration Board, which is a requirement, and I wish every landlord knew that. Yeah. If you're trading in with an agent who is not registered by EARB, then you're doing the wrong thing, and it's a matter of time. You are exposing yourself to legal tussles. Yes. I interact with different tenants. I interact with different landlords because we engage the two. Yeah. We cannot make decisions entirely without engaging the landlord. And that is one of the things that has really grown us and given a lot of landlords confidence as well as tenants. KYC, know your customer. Our customer here is a tenant. We have rigorous vetting because it's one of the things that you need, and that is why we have very minimal challenges or problems, because at the point of allowing a tenant into a unit, we vet them, we know where they work, where they're coming from, how many people are living in that house, what is their source of income. So it's really a beautiful thing, and which most agents sometimes overlook this, and most landlords overlook it, and especially those who are managing for themselves. Yeah. Yes, and they find themselves there now. That's when they come and say, have this person, they have not paid for 6 months, can you help me? Yeah. And when we go to the records, there is nothing in place. Documentation is very, very important. The other thing that is a takeaway is integrity, and just being honest and truthful. Have a list that you can stick to, and both parties are aware. It should be very open, not put a tenant in a house, then after a few days you introduce other clauses. It's very unfair. Yeah. Or when they are moving out, you start complicating the process of deposit refund. Yeah. Yet it is very clear in the list. So integrity and honesty, and just stand for what you say, and which should be the truth. Yeah. Unfortunately, at that point, it's not chaos as such, but of course there is now that conflict. Yeah. Because by the time you're staying in the unit, you've not paid for 2 months, then you're already in breach of the contract, of the lease agreement. So we follow the guidelines that protect the landlord and the tenant. They are in the Landlord Tenants Act. So we just follow through the process, which is issue demand, then the second, you start with even warning, then demand, then the second demand, then you either now proclaim through the auctioneers or go to the court, depending on the kind of tenant it is. If it is commercial, there is a route to take. If it is a residential, there is a route to take. But ideally, the clauses that are in the lease agreement plus the many the caps that guide us, then we are both covered, both the agents and the tenant, even the landlord, and we follow that. It's not a very good thing, but we just have to follow it. Other times, sometimes someone could be unable to pay for reasons beyond them, like illness or sickness. So we always encourage them, before it gets there, perhaps move out with your deposit, and then we part ways in a reasonable way, of course engaging the landlord. Our business sometimes can be very complicated, and you have to have that human face at the end of the day, as much as it's business, because that person did not wish to be in that situation. We had so much of that when COVID happened, because people just lost jobs. One day you're all earning, the next day you're told you don't have a job. What do you do with those people? And these are people with families. So we really had to engage with landlords and the tenants and negotiate what is possible and just come to an agreement which does not leave anyone aggrieved. Yeah. So we don't we look for business. We do not. I'll tell you, there are areas we are not able to pursue, of course, because of the different challenges, especially the political climate. But we are not choosy on which landlord. Business is business, as long as the landlord is compliant, and which they are anyway. They have their whether it's titles, deeds, or the lease agreements, they have them in place. So you just come on board and do business for them. We are as far as Meru, all the outskirts of this Nairobi, all the way to Limuru, all the way to Athi River, Kitengela. We are not confined to just landlords who are in Nairobi, and this is both for commercial and residential. Yes, yeah. We have what we call the management fees, which when we enter into an agreement with the landlord, we completely get them off the. We sell to them. I keep telling them we are selling to you convenience and peace of mind, because you what happens is not your business. All you wait for is monthly reports of how your property has performed for that month. So because of that, we ask for a small commission, which is the management fee. We agree on, again, we are guided. You cannot just wake up and decide my management fee is going to be 20% of the gross, So we negotiate with them, and we have a very unique product we call the auto rent. Auto rent particularly works very well for landlords who have facilities like mortgages and other loans, and they have a payment date. For example, if the payment date is on 5th, the bank, of course, doesn't want to know those other arrangements of when tenants pay. So then they want their money on 5th. So that's when we come in and we call it auto rent, where we pay you as the landlord less our commission on the actual date. If it falls on a Sunday or a public holiday, we pay you the day before, the working day before. So it's really peace of mind and convenient for them, because they receive their money before it is actually paid. So that one, the commission is a little slightly higher, but all our commissions I just mentioned is between 5 and 10%. Really, we are so reasonable. Yeah. And then when we let out a unit, then we charge a small commission also, which is also negotiable. We don't have gray areas. Everything is black and white. We don't charge our tenants those viewing fees, those things. We can take you to even 50 places until you're satisfied at no cost as a tenant. Yes, so we don't make any money from the tenant, really. Yeah, because we are there to give them that comfort, as a landlord is also enjoying the convenience. Both, not us. We are the link between the tenant and the landlord. Now, there are two different breakages breakages, repairs. There is the normal wear and tear. That goes to the landlord. And then there is the normal day-to-day. For example, your sink has blocked because you washed down the spinach. You get it? Yeah. So really, or you are mishandling, those normal, or your child was playing, then they hit the bathroom window, or even the mirror. So those ones really rest on the tenant, but there's a normal wear and tear of a building, cabinets, showers, those just normal and wear and tear. That goes to the landlord, sorry. Yes. Yeah. You cannot do it on your own. That is what you imagine you can do it on your own. Remember, why it is important is, number one, I believe as a landlord, do you have the time to chase around with tenants? Number two, how available are you to do property inspections? Because we do there is the monthly inspections, and then we do the quarterly reports. Quarterly reports details, for example, if it's a block of units, we go house to house, picking all the things and documenting them and sharing and telling you the recommendations. most of the landlords, I'm telling you, once they put up the unit and it is fully let, they only talk to that tenant when they have not paid or when the tenant is moving out. And then when they are moving out, you find your house was converted. It was, when the tenant moved in, there were 2 people. By the time they were moving out, there were 15 and they were using GCOs. Okay? So you tell me why you do not need an agent whose full time is this. You see, once you bring in your property, we allocate a property manager dedicated for that property. So when they wake up in the morning, they're thinking that property. When they sleep, they're thinking that property. All issues the tenants have, they are addressed by the property. If city council has an issue, land rates, land rent, it is us who sort those things. I'm telling you, most landlords right now are even paying penalties because they did not remember, oh my goodness, I needed to pay for land rates and land rent, and the deadline was 31st March. So they are getting penalized. We do those things for you end to end. Yes, at no extra cost. Yes, so this is why you need us. It's beyond just collecting the rent. Yes, Now we have, you cannot, our kind of business, you truly need a physical location. We have those we call briefcase agents. They are equally good, and we collaborate with them, but you need this is not an office, a company, a business you can run without physical location. It is even a requirement by Estate Agents Registration Board. Yes, that you have a physical location where you're even displaying your licenses, and how will tenants, if a tenant needs to come and sign a lease and they say, I don't want you to send me an email, I need to visit. Some landlords also need to know, these people have entrusted with my millions. Where are they? Do they work from the bedroom? Or they have a physical location that I can come for a cup of tea as I'm doing my business in Westlands? You see? So a physical location is very important for us. Plus, just to build that teamwork. We keep comparing notes. Real estate is one area that is really evolving every day. So we, over and above having those Zoom meetings, I believe that oneness also builds a bond that we're able to compare notes with each other and then work as a team. Yeah, we have really been stereotyped by tenants who have had bad experiences, and we totally understand them. We totally feel them, and we are really sorry for those particular ones who have gone through such instances. However, they need to engage with Lavender Properties. It's a different story. I believe we are different, and that is why one of the things I'm always wanting is just to hear that tenants are happy, they are settled, they can say good things about us, and things that are positive that will impact people. People have had very nasty experiences with agents, but also there are those who have had very good experiences with the same agents. Yeah, so it's a two-way. Yeah. Now, this business, you have to be really a people person. You have to be a people person because you don't work with machines. You will have human interaction from morning till evening, whether it is fundi, whether it is tenant, whether it is landlord, whether it is colleague, it is human interaction from morning till evening. So you need to be a people person. The other thing I'll tell you is integrity is very critical in this kind of field. Collaboration. You cannot work as an agent alone. We work with other agents. For example, I might get an inquiry right now from someone in diaspora. They want to buy a house, and the specs they have, I don't have anything in our listing. So what do? Do you let the sale go? You collaborate with other agents and you hand them over, and then they pay your commission. So if you want to take it all home, then you will not grow very fast. So collaboration, integrity, people skills are very critical. Yeah. My name is Emma Kare, the CEO at Lavender Properties Limited, and this is Imagine Business.